Alrighty, we are live. I'm just going to be keeping that screen up for the time being while I set everything else up. Do dee do dee do. Let me just I gotta change all my stream metadata. Save all that, and I'm gonna share it to you guys. Well, to you guys in the stream or in my Discord server. If you'd like to join that, that is in the description. All right, let's get this stream on the road here. This one. All right. So, for some reason, it's having us enter the time again. It is one. No. 34. It's 1:34 here. Confirm. Wonder if it's going to drop us off right where we left up. Hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. Yeah, I did that last time. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Oh, really? Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. Yay! All right, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, this is the sequel. For some reason, this game's a sequel. So, and this music is top notch. I fucking love the ambiance and the vibe of it. Let's begin it. I was super curious to see how this thing was gonna go, cause
this is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay. So same deal.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building.
Oh, the balloons are there.
Employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending,
so it's the same thing so far. I just noticed the balloons.
As though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley...
Hey Edward, long time no see. You're going to love the new stuff. I bet. I'm excited.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
The Stanley Parable 2.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
So yeah, the balloons are there. So
all of his co-workers were gone, What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So... yeah, I still can't see my feet. I'm wondering how much has changed. Other than the balloons. Is that screen new? I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading too deep into this. If I remember correctly, they upped the endings from 19 to 43? What?
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it?
Do I dare?
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yay, bucket! I didn't even notice it was there.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Alright, let's see what happens if we decide to follow his orders. Because we did that first last time.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Broom closet's the same.
Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here.
That's what I thought.
Go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
Can
I
I...
know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
What?
That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years.
I mean, I've been holding on to it for a grand total of maybe like 2 minutes. But, I mean, we've walked down a hall, and then we walked down another hall.
I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Alright, I'm gonna leave. Got property of Stanley.
All right. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I got another sticker on it. Hey!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Cool.
You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Correction, 39. They added 20. That's still more than double the endings, so... So I found one.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection
Can you just tell me the number already?
He didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But
There we
Stanley
go.
guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Hey!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
There you go.
Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that.
Won't say
Another
where, but there's something that
Stanlerine
helps you
under
find
your
all the
belt.
figures. All right, cool. I already have half of them, so we'll see. We'll see if I need it.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
I'm wondering why there's just like a spray painted square there.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
There's the other
What
area that we
horrible
walked out
secret
in.
did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Nothing seems different other than the bucket dialogue.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be
427, right there. That's us. Yeah, and we're gone.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Hold
Had
on.
the bucket been told to do things
Is there-
it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Are all the extra endings just finish the game, finish the same thing, but with the bucket? I really hope that's not it.
He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way. The bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Nice. This bucket knows what's up. This door doesn't close, right? Yeah.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Yeah, so let's just follow the instructions. Let's just follow the instructions and see what happens with the bucket.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of
That's
them
a
wanted to begin
dream.
watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening?
Oh no.
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
What?
Unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
What?
The facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket.
No!
Needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
No!
Go to any lengths not to part with the bucket.
No!
No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his
That's...
hands. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he
No.
would never again leave this very room.
Why?
At least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
That's dumb. Is that... Wait, that can't be the ending, though. What? That's stupid.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ooh. Figurine Finders Committee. Meeting today in the meeting room. For now, I'm not going to take it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Figurine Finders meeting. Trust the completionist instinct. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, to be honest. Maybe we are the collectibles. Weird spinning figurines. Employee 421 building a bridge. What do they want? Weird. Figlies. Okay. Follow clues provided by employee 416. Red room. Where are they? Please not leave the office. Okay. How can we find them? Bottom text. Alright. Collecting is sexy. Beware the false prophet. Oh, okay, cool. Let me just get a scrap piece of paper out then. List out the other places here. Large room, lots of boxes. Large room. Lots of boxes, okay. Stairs, something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. So, confusion ending. Okay. Lol looks like 427. Ha ha ha. Okay. Warehouse access plan. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor. All right.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet.
There's
but
nothing.
There was nothing here.
Okay.
So he turned around and coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
There's one.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness
I found
that you
one.
get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
All right. So, is this the one to do with stairs? I'm guessing.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Yeah.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last,
What did these
he came
clocks
to the
say?
conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer.
I'm just
an
waiting to
explanation.
find all of the figures
His
here.
co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring
Come on.
life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined.
Let me get my figurines,
began to
please.
gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
Yup.
How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head?
Where's the
dictating
skip button?
Everything that I'm doing and thinking.
Where's the skip button when I need
Now
it?
The voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley.
You said there'd be
who
a
found
skip
it
button.
Particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice
Come
speak
on.
these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Yep. Nope.
Stanley began screaming.
Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just
Come
someone
on.
tell me I am real. I must be real.
Let me
I
move
must be
forward.
real. But hear my voice. Who am I? Who am I?
And everything went black.
Do dee do dee do. Ba da ba ba ba.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay, we're back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's see. You know what? I'll take
Stanley
you.
lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over
I will
him.
take you, Bucket. At least you'll get some new dialogue if I were to do some shit.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly
let's see.
to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm trying to wonder which way to the
This was
confusion
not the
ending.
correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
This room has a lot of boxes. Said large room with lots of boxes. I don't quite remember a large room with lots of boxes.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Oh boy.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time.
This is fun.
Don't you
This
want
is
another story involving the adventure line? We could make the adventure line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
the adventure line's going somewhere new, and you said go right. So the right door, I'm guessing. We'll do that again.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Again. Dun, 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 dun. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What?
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I'm going to have to give up the bucket. Is that what you're saying? Whoa. Yeah, at doors, go to a right, yeah.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
What? I mean...
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
It destroys
Surely
the
you don't
bucket?
need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Well, okay. Hey, Bucket.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy.
Let me say
buckets.
goodbye.
Destroying buckets is all it knows.
Let me say
That
goodbye.
is its
Damn it!
singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one
Fine!
personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object...
Let me put it in! I'm clicking like crazy!
I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley
Come on.
characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket.
Whoa.
Quickly now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley.
Come
Give
on.
the fans what they want. Hurry and...
I was trying. Excuse me. What the fuck is this?
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
All right. Is that an ending? Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps the confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
So yeah,
Stanley
go down the right
pushed the
door.
bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
All right, Ed.
And here it was.
Here I am.
It turned out to be correct. Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
So this way somewhere.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to
Whoa.
the cargo lift.
This way?
You're getting close now, Stanley.
5!
Nearly
We got it.
All of the Figler Anlarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the first number will equal the second number. And that will be it.
Somewhere both
We'll be
red
different
and
people by
blue.
then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all.
I wasn't
You
even
can't go
aware.
back to when you had no Figler Anlarines. None of us can.
I've never been here before. So I'm kind of curious. I've never been, like, I've jumped off of the lift onto, like, that bridge thing over there. But I've never been over here. So, with that being said, let's try to explore this. I've never been here. Whoa. What the fuck?
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore.
What the fuck?
The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling.
Whoa.
And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms.
This is intense.
Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's
Okay.
unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket.
This is
But I have to be
scary.
careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
What is that? What the fuck? What the fuck? Gombora. Is this like a trailer for like their next game?
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Warmth spread.
Please
through
keep
Stanley's
me
arms.
safe, bucket.
With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Please keep me safe.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned...
Yeah, what the
correct,
fuck, right?
this was
I do not know what's going on.
The bucket was wrong,
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
All right. A room
No,
somewhere both
said
red
the
and
bucket.
blue.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there.
No
It
buckets
says,
past
"No
this point?"
buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if
Oh,
not
boy.
addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a
Whoa.
moment. Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing
This
you
is
is
interesting.
a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket.
Oh, fuck you.
Not an actual bucket.
Bullshit.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket. not an
What?
actual bucket. Item 3. Is this a bucket? Correct.
Yay!
This is a bucket.
All right, come on. How many of these are you gonna put us through?
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
I'll answer no.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Refuses to elaborate.
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question.
What?
Both. Gotcha.
How? I mean, that's even more confusing than the tractor one.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
You got it?
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here.
But there's a
And
bucket
I
up
don't
there. It's in a
appreciate the
picture.
implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
Me too.
I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Is this the bucket ending?
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that.
Yeah. Oh god, it got meta again.
All buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here
Here we go.
Okay. Are the buckets gone from the game
What
now?
happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait,
Everything's a
everything was
bucket.
every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Okay. Glad we got that sorted out.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
I'm gonna leave the bucket there for the time being.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Alright, I still gotta
This
find
incredible room, Stanley
that
felt
last
somewhat
one.
eager to get back to business. Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions.
Let's just
incredible
go
it
to the
wasn't 5
second.
years ago.
Oh, I wonder what happens when you go down there without the bucket. If there's no bucket, what happens when you enter this room?
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the...
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a
Kinda,
silly
yeah.
trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate
What does this even
storytelling.
say?
It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your...
Hey, don't gaslight me. Fuck you.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Oh, did the frame rate drop
Stanley
for
came to
you?
a set of
Sorry.
2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh, right. Somewhere both red and blue. Maybe I have to go down
So
here
he
without the
detoured
bucket.
through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Alright, close the
No,
door on me.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Sure.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right.
Yep. Okay. Yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Alrighty.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding?
Same way as how you got to the bucket
Whole
intervention.
story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Balloons are gone.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh, that's right. This is where you just walk around aimlessly in circles for a while. Yay! We're in the back rooms. Do.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
All right. Every D&D Sam's nightmare.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Come on, I'm right.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
It's worse.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Come on. And the bucket's gone too.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Yep, we're getting more lost now.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite...
The
recall,
automatic
but I
win
believe
ending.
My story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You
Ta-da!
win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good
Oh,
job.
yeah, every DM's nightmare. Yeah, I'd agree.
No, I don't
As a
feel bad
DM,
about this
I
at all.
agree.
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay. The Stanley Parable 2 adventure line? Fuck
All
yeah!
right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Is it different than the Stanley Parable 1 adventure line?
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought.
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on.
That's a
Got
lot.
bit weird back there? Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I'm looking for... Yep, it's already busted.
Cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Thank you.
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Where's that thing coming from? No? Alright. Weird. Can't go through that door. Hold on. Let's follow that other line, see where it takes us. This way. Oh, it takes us back to the normal Stanley Parable. Alright.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us?
How could you have
And
done
after
this,
we
Line?
trusted you, after
Yeah.
everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
So we're back with the...
Stanley, I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Where? Oh, that direction. Dun, dun,
Now,
dun, dun,
yes,
dun,
this is
dun,
exciting.
dun,
Just
dun,
me and
dun,
Stanley forging a
dun,
new
dun,
path, a new story.
dun,
Well, it could be
dun,
anything.
dun,
What do you
dun,
want our
dun,
story to be?
ba, ba,
Go
da, ba,
wild.
ba,
Use your
da, ba.
imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley.
Yeah, it lost the
I'm
2.
ready for it.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, oh, that's not... It's lost... It's not 2 anymore.
Oh, no, not you again.
I like how
Stanley,
U is
I'd
trademarked
also like
and
to
line
veto
is
the line from
trademarked.
having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I am very much acknowledging it.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here.
Yeah.
Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that
The
in
choice
turn
doesn't matter.
means that our destination
Narrator.
corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin.
Narrator.
So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right
Narrator.
door lead us to where we're going?
Choice doesn't matter.
Since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Alright.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really
After a
how
long
all
time,
this
Stanley
ends?
dies.
It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget?
My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing. Wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped?
Sure.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
I don't know. I'm just waiting for this ending to be over.
Okay. I guess now we just wait. You know.
I feel like I just heard the planning for Shadowlands story. Isn't Shadowlands WoW? I'm not sure. I haven't heard of Shadowlands too much.
Saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Oh, fuck my ears.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,000...
All right. All right, time to find that last figurine.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
To say it was overcomplicated
Perhaps
for
he wanted
nothing
to
is an
stop by the
understatement.
employee
Oof.
lounge first, just to admire it.
All right, so once I get in that room, what do I have to do? Do I have to continue on that, like, platform? Do I have to just keep riding that platform until I get to the other side? Do I have to jump off onto the bridge? What do I have to do?
Perhaps too majestic. Like a combination of
What
a much
is the
smaller version
requirement?
and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little. This made him smile.
What?
At last, proof that he was human.
I'm just having a quick snack here, so take your time to reply.
Really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Jump off to get to the red and blue doors. Okay.
At this point, but eager to
Thank
get
you.
back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley
There it
walked
is.
through the red door.
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor
Stiggly
this moment,
Wiggly.
Stanley. This is a real accomplishment.
Yay!
This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Okay. All right.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now.
Yep.
Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Please do.
What do we
What
want?
the fuck?
What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
This is actually very pretty. Alright, let's keep moving. There's a 45-second delay.
Wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Oh shit.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Wow. Okay, that's very harsh. Yeah, let's get back to that good room.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Yeah. Oof. So yeah, I can't step past this boundary. This all is very pretty.
No! What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You
Yeah,
heard me before,
that's...
didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
Maybe I won't. I mean, I've been saved from imminent death before in this game. Alright.
No! Oh,
First jump is safe.
thank God. You lived. You had me worried there. No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Okay, just this once. Is this a Five Nights at Freddy's thing? Oh no, I thought that was Freddy. Like, I thought the black nose was like his top hat. Okay.
Yes. Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
I don't know. This gets boring after a while. Where'd all the stars go? Oh, whoa. Alright, one last jump.
No, perhaps not.
Long trek back up the stairs.
My God, is this really how much you
Excuse
dislike
me.
my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Nope. It's called moving
Or
forward.
maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to
It's
get along,
progression.
but I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Like, there's no other way to get through this ending, I would think.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
There's no balloons. Whoa.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
Okay.
Did it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
Sure.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Oh.
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
I love this place. Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. Is it down here?
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
What? Seven out of 16. Okay.
And here was a second Stanley. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
All right.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Under the stairs?
No. Under the stairs was the 4th place you found a Figanley, not the 3rd. Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they? You know what? If under the stairs feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments? Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
That's a no for me, boss.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
This is dumb. Oh boy. This is so stupid. I hate this. I hate this so much.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Okay.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except
Are there
for the
now?
moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Better days when MS Paint was actually fun to use. Or getting flashbacks to 2003. Yep. Whoa.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Okay. Weird.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
That's not how that's supposed to work.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going.
Oh no. Is this just going to start to deteriorate? Are we going to have everything and anything at the end of time?
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched? Yes, I love that video.
What's that sound?
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room. These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
So I can't go to the boss's office anymore.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Okay, I don't like where this is going.
Look,
Wait, do we
it's
get more
the terrible
jumps?
new content that we were
Aw.
originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. I
Oh,
dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now.
whoa.
Yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
What is this trying to say?
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
What the fuck?
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore.
Excuse me.
Oh,
But what?
It truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much.
Is this
Here we go.
is this the end of the game?
Is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hold on, I'm scared now. Is this the end of the game?
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Narrator?
When Stanley came to
Oh,
a set of two open doors,
okay.
he entered the door on his left.
Thank fuck.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
I wasn't even sure if that was the actual code. I had a feeling, but
Some calming new age music.
come on.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
All right.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
You know,
"Mind Control
I don't ever remember turning the on button on here at the very end of this place.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Alrighty.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley,
Oh boy.
eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
234 seemed to get into some shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that one.
This
Excuse me.
mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
All right.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
All right, we gotta go turn on the on button.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
On button.
Stanley decided that this machinery would... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yep.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
555.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free.
4.
Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
All right, I
have to
pressed
say this,
4.
This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
But
My
blue?
goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
I don't understand.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just
What?
seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge.
Whoa.
It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Goodbye,
Take a
employee
look at the clock,
247.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully?
What?
Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke.
Come on,
And
come
believe
on.
me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade
3.
in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Ah, fuck. Is it just gonna reset? Oh boy. I wonder if Game Theory has done a video on this game. That'd be pretty fun. I wonder, can I just sit in this room? And will it give me an ending? Maybe. Possibly.
All of his co-workers were...
Whoa.
No, this isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
I forgot that we received the call.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Weird. I wonder why he, like, is like, wait, is this Stanley's office? Like, what does that mean?
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Huh.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, I don't know. Is there another set of numbers for this door?
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons.
Whoa.
Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Really? Is this gonna give me something different for it?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
All right.
As
All
the
right,
machine
so-
went into motion and Stanley was inched closer.
I've already gone through that ending. What now? Honestly, I'm kind of at a loss for what to do. Uh... I don't know. What to do, what to do. Any other endings? At this point, I am going to look up a list of endings because because I want to 100% this. Well, I got to go have dinner, so good luck with that. Well, thank you, Edward. Nice to see you again. I hope you enjoy your dinner. Huh. Out of map ending?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What does out of map mean? Whoa.
At first,
What the
Stanley
fuck?
assumed he had the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure
Okay.
and its examination of structural narrative
Okay.
tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No.
Then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I've been looking at the list of just endings, and I'm surprised. There's a lot of endings. There's a lot of things that are just incredible, I guess. But I am not going to do that right now. So I think instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this stream for the time being. Yeah, I'm going to end this stream. So I do hope everybody here has enjoyed. Thank you for coming to watch me, and thank you for watching this stream. I hope everybody here, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel, and if you like the video, please leave a like, and I will see you all next time. This is K-Sawk signing out. Bye, everybody!